All right, we are live. Day 400 of going live. Today we're going to do something a little different, and I've always sort of worried about whether or not this was going to be not interesting, but I knew that when our pediatrician asked us how we got our daughter off of the screen time during dinner, because she was struggling with that at home, I knew this was going to be valuable. And I knew that if you prioritize and treasure those conversations with your child during dinner, then this is going to be super helpful. So here's how we did it, right? Soleil just turned 3 recently, but she was approaching, before she wasn't 3 yet before she did it. But about 60 days, first of all, my wife and I committed to getting our child off of the screen time during dinner. And that's because from like 1.5 to 2.5, she wouldn't sit still and eat dinner without a screen. And that's a problem every parent struggles with, right? So what we did was, we said, hey, Soleil, every single day, 60 days before, we would pause the iPad and we say, hey, Soleil, we really want to talk with you during dinner because you can talk now. And we love talking with you. So in 60 days, no more iPad during dinner. It's very important that you pause the iPad, you get eye contact with her, and she says, okay. And we did that every day for 60 days in a row. We paused the iPad, we looked her in the eye, we made sure she looked us in the eye, and we said, hey, Soleil, we can't wait to talk to you during dinner in 59 days, in 58 days. And we did that countdown every single day until we got to 60 days. And at the end of 60 days, we did not give her an iPad. She cried for maybe 1 minute, and then she was good. So now you might be wondering, okay, what do you supplement that time that she was so used to playing on an iPad? Well, we taught her how to have conversations. And the first thing we did was we said, hey, Soleil, can you make sure you thank Mama and Yaya, that's grandma and grandpa in Chinese, for cooking dinner? So that's the first thing we always did. And then the second thing we did was we asked her to go around on table and ask everybody else what they did that day. And she loved it. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this is going to work for every single child, but this is a commitment first that you have to, one, make sure that you're doing it with your significant other and your family. You guys have to commit to not having any phones during dinner. You have to commit to talking to each other during dinner. So Soleil knew what was going on in the background. She knew that we were talking to each other. She knew that we weren't on the phones, and we had to be the example first. Second thing was we got her buy-in. We didn't just shut it off right away, cold turkey. Not only was that timer for her, that countdown was for us too as parents, because we were getting ready for 60 days to say, all right, in 60 days, we might have a little bit of a meltdown. We might have a little bit of resistance, but we're ready for it, because the conversations during dinner with our child is so important. And I don't know if you've been out to restaurants and you see all the children in the world all on their phones. Tina and I just decided that's not the life we wanted. And you can create that life for yourself. So again, how do we do it? Let's repeat. 1, get yourself, you and your significant other, on the same page about getting off the screens during dinner. And then you can't do that. Second, get your child to understand why you're about to do this. This is so important that they know that you're on the same team. And this is obviously assuming your child understands you now, right? Which is by 2.5, 3, like they should probably be there. And even if they're older, just give it a try. It's going to take a really long time. So bonus points if you can give a high five to them when you get their buy-in. So we would pause the iPad. When you pause the iPad, the child typically looks up and see what's going on. You just say, hey, Soleil, or your child's name, we love talking to you during dinner. And so that's why we're not going to have the iPad during dinner in 60 days. And you do that every single day, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, all the way down to one day. And then once she says or he says, okay, because they understand that you really want to talk to them, give them a high five. If they can physically and verbally commit to you, then that gets them on the same page. And just do that for 60 days, 90 days, however long it takes for you. Might be longer if your child's older. And again, I'm not a child psychologist, but I think our daughter knew that our intentions were genuine. And this has helped our family tremendously. And what do you do to fill up the time? You ask your daughter to go around the table. First of all, thank whoever made dinner. Teach them gratitude. Second is have them go around the table and ask them what they did that day. And then third, ask your child what they did that day. What did they enjoy? What did they really like? What did they not like about the day? What do they want to do tomorrow? That's how you make conversations. And I can't tell you how great it's been when I show Soleil how to make friends. And this is the funnest thing. We go up to strangers, we say, hi, my name is Soleil. I teach her. I was like, hey, Soleil, how do we make friends? I say, hey, Soleil, say, hi, my name is Soleil. What is your name? And this has been really tremendously impactful in her being able to make friends, be friendly to others, and just practice those conversational skills. Because I truly believe that this is going to be one of the biggest deficiencies and skills for the next generation, because everybody's on the screens, everybody's on their phones. So there's not going to be a better time to start trying this. And if you really prioritize and treasure those conversations with your child during dinner, so that everybody isn't on their phones while eating, it's just the experience and the type of family life I wanted. So that's it. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I know typically when we go live, we talk about real estate. We analyze deals only. Today, I want to be a little different. I honestly thought about, hey, what if I die too early, right? We think we have all the time in the world, but that's definitely not true. We all know that. But what lessons can we leave for our children and our future children? And if we don't start now, then I just don't feel like I'm doing my job of preparing them for the world. And if I can leave more lessons, more stories with them about things that we were able to accomplish, and more importantly, how human we are and all the things that we are learning every single day, I think that's really valuable. So I thank you for bearing with me and not talking about real estate today. I'm going to keep my streak of going live, but I also want to incorporate some of the lessons I've learned going forward. I will, if I listen to an hour podcast and I can summarize those takeaways for you in 2 minutes, I'm going to do that, because I'm going to save you 58 minutes from a 1 hour long podcast that I've watched. And I'm going to be doing this every 5 or 10 days. I'm still going to be doing real estate. I'm still going to be analyzing deals, but this stuff is way, way more important. It's not just about real estate. I think our relationships with our kids is probably the most important thing. And how can we have a relationship where we can't communicate with them? So I hope this is helpful. I knew this was going to be useful when our pediatrician said, how did you do it? Again, I think this is a problem that a lot of people struggle with. So if this was helpful, please leave a comment below, just so that I know that I'm on the right track and I'm bringing value to you guys. This is near and deep to my personal life. And I know that this is not real estate related, but I saw a post the other day, and I saw some videos about you can do 9 pieces of content of business stuff and then do one personal related post or live. And I love doing this stuff, and I love hanging out with you all. So thank you so much for your time. Let's see. G to Angel, does she eat on her own and have conversations? Yeah, she eats on her own, and then we will also feed her. Harris, thank you so much for being a part of live. She's half being fed, and then she is half eating on her own. If she ever requests like some special stuff, like, oh, I want a extra cup of milk or something like that during dinner, and we would just make her veggies. That's it. And this is just a live. It's not part of the podcast, but I hope this is helpful. And I had so much fun on this with you guys. I'm so glad this was helpful. And I cannot wait to hang out with you more. All right. Have an amazing Sunday, everybody. I hope you all spend some quality time with your family and friends today, because that's what life is all about. I'll be here. Wow, you have a 3-year-old too? They're literally the same age. So I really hope this helps you. Start doing a countdown. Get their buy-in. This will change your life and your relationship with your kid during dinner. And this has single-handedly been one of the biggest accomplishments my wife and I had this year. And it feels better than any real estate deal you will ever do. All right. I hope you all have an amazing day. And don't forget, if you have any questions, just DM me if you have any questions. I prioritize your relationship with your child just as much as I do. So I hope this really helps, and I hope our kids get to play together one day. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow for day 401. Yes.